There are several exemptions the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) offers that allow companies to launch their Bitcoin investment products without registration. While waiting for the SEC to approve their Bitcoin ETF, some firms have taken advantage of these exemptions to offer an interim product. Also read, Indian government's new report views crypto positive new Bitcoin product emerges despite efforts by many companies. The SEC still has not approved a Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF. The Commission has been taking its time to evaluate any proposed rule changes for such a product that have come its way, repeatedly extending the time it takes to make a decision on each. One high-profile Bitcoin ETF that has been waiting for approval from the SEC for over a year is Solid's Bitcoin shares issued by VanEck Solid's Bitcoin Trust, to be listed on CUB's exchange. While waiting for the Commission's approval, VanEck and Solid decided to go ahead and offer their product under Rule 144A of the Securities Act of 1933 as amended. Shares offered under this rule are exempt from registration requirements. Solid's CEO Daniel H. Calancy commented, as the first Bitcoin product in the U.S. with standard ETF creation and redemption and established clearing and settlement processes, institutional investors can finally gain exposure to Bitcoin within a familiar context. Solid's management says the sponsor and VanEck Securities Corporation is the marketing agent of this new investment product, which commenced on Sept. 4. The sponsor fee is 2% and the insurance fee is 0.9%. The Trust SPX is kept in cold storage with insurance against theft or loss. Shares may be redeemed by authorized participants in baskets and redemption proceeds will be in Bitcoin, VanEck detailed. CUB's Exchange Inc. originally filed a proposed rule change with the SEC to list and trade shares of Solid's Bitcoin shares issued by VanEck Solid's Bitcoin Trust on June 20, 2018. The exchange withdrew the filing early this year when the U.S. government shut down, but refiled on January 30. After multiple meetings with the companies involved, the SEC designated Oct. 18 as the date by which it will make a decision on this proposed rule change. VanEck and Solid says 144A product cannot be called a Bitcoin ETF, however, since it will not be traded on an exchange. Its shares are quoted on OTLinkates, and SEC-regulated alternative trading system. The firm emphasized that the OTLinkates is not an exchange and has limited liquidity. Further, instead of being available to the public, 144A shares are restricted securities available to only qualified institutional buyers (QIBs). Besides the proposed rule change for shares issued by VanEck Solid's Bitcoin Trust, the SEC is also considering a proposed rule change filed by NYSE Arca Inc. for Bitwise Bitcoin ETF Trust. The Commission has also designated Oct. 13 is the date by which it will make a decision on this proposed rule change. Rule 144A and who can invest a company may not offer or sell securities unless the offering has been registered with the SEC or an exemption from registration is available. The exemption which VanEck and Solid have decided to take advantage of is under Rule 144A. It provides a safe harbor exemption from the registration requirements of the Securities Act of 1933 for certain resales of restricted securities to qualified institutional buyers. The Jumpstart Our Business Startups, Jobs Act, signed into law by former President Barack Obama on April 5, 2012, directed the SEC to amend the Securities Act and expand several exemptions. The Jobs Act in 2012 amended Rule 144A to allow brokers and dealers to offer Rule 144A securities through general solicitations. General solicitation may also increase liquidity for investors in Rule 144A securities if resale platforms develop for such products, VanEck explained. The company confirmed that only QIBs may trade the VanEck Solid's Bitcoin Trust. You can read full post on CryptoFans News, link available in text below.